So how would Rovers react to such a defeat when the next game was against Manchester United, the team that had led the table since August the 21st and now 6 points clear of Rovers? There was a supercharged atmosphere at Ewood Park.
Shearer getting support from the right back Berg. Oh, Pallister! So close to an own goal.
Well, that's a very good start. Great run from Henning Berg. And this is a horrible ball to deal with if you're a defender. Pallister knows he has to make contact. He can't allow it to go across his face. And he's so close to putting it in the net.
And back to Sharp. Pallister on a little run of his own. What a run from Gary Pallister! Batty. Ripley. May. All trying to steer it off and has done. Sherwood. And Shearer's free! And Alan Shearer scores for Blackburn Rovers. The challengers have taken the lead inside the first minute of the second half.
Well, it's about the first time anyone's put a cross of quality. And I tell you what, you'll have a big thank you to Tim Sherwood. Berg drops it off. Look at Sherwood's cross, it's absolutely beautiful. And I tell you what, this is a magnificent header. We admired a header against Leeds United late in the second half that gave them a victory. We stand and admire another header of supreme quality from Alan Shearer there.
Sherwood. And Wilcox is away. Ripley keeping pace with him. Shearer's there as well. Wilcox going on and going for goal himself. And 4 Blackburn players are out of the game as United use the ball quickly. Keane with what has been his trademark, the run from midfield. Sharp with the cross. Kanchelskis, what a shot! An amazing shot. All credit to Tim Flowers for keeping it out. Giggs coming across. Leaves it for Ince. Oh, he mishit it. It hit the post. Bruce, Hughes calling for an early ball. Berg stopping him getting it. Ripley. Shearer chasing it on. He's behind Pallister. Can't pull him down. There's the inevitable outcome. They're off the bench. Blackburn Rovers. Shearer strikes again. 2-0.
Well, Gary Pallister's hardly put a foot wrong, and there's nothing he could do about this. I think he knew, as soon as this ball struck by Ripley, that he's in trouble. He looks over his shoulder, and Shearer's got a yard. He gets his body in front of him, he takes it on his weaker side, but it's setting up lovely for them. He hits the target, and he gives Schmeichel no chance. What a priceless goal that could prove to be.
Schmeichel no chance. Blackburn Rovers every chance. The chase is on again. 4 days after their heaviest defeat of the season, Blackburn Rovers bounce back with their most significant victory. The league leaders lose at Ewood Park to 2 second-half goals from Alan Shearer. The first absolutely crucial for Kenny Dalglish and company, coming so early after the restart, inside the first minute. And the gap is back to 3 points. 7 games for each side still to play. Manchester United, masterful for so much of the season, could yet be caught by their dogged, Dalglish-driven pursuers.
The bookies that had stopped taking bets on the title were forced to think again. What price Rovers now? The gap was just 3 points.
I think the Man United game at home would be all of ours, really. You know, it meant it's the biggest game we played this season, and there's a lot of talk in the press, like building up towards the game, and talking had to stop, and we done the business. But unfortunately, they've gone on and won the league, and next year we'll try and put things right.
Like Tim said, the Man United game was just fabulous from all of the team, and it's just great to play.
And Tim, is there any specific game that stands out in your mind from this past season?
Well, it's going to sound boring, but
beating Man United. I'd never played in a team that had beaten Man United before, only other than extra time in a cup game. And probably my debut as well, although we lost to QPR. It was nice to actually get moved up here and you know, get to Blackburn and play, you know, some class football.
I mean, it was a tremendous reflection and reward again for the players. I mean, they went out in every game to give it their best, and there wasn't many games where they failed to do that. We've always tried to emphasise the importance that the fans can play and give the players confidence and realising that when they come to play every part, then at least they're on our side. And to their credit, they worked tremendously hard to try and encourage the boys and give the lads a lot of confidence. And I think both sets of people, the fans and the players, have a mutual respect for each other.
2 days later, in the busy Easter period, Rovers were in action again. The wind was blowing a gale across a three-sided Goodison Park, making conditions extremely difficult. Rovers seemed to be playing well within themselves. Everton obviously were lacking confidence.
And Tony Cotty's so close, and Everton have really started brightly. Newell now though for Blackburn, out for Wilcox. Puts in the early cross, it's hanging up there. Ripley from the right, Newell again pokes it in at the far stick, and Blackburn have the lead. Mike Newell on target. So Wilcox again to bring this one forward. Blackburn in their stride now. Wilcox has got a bit of an eye for goal here. Oh, that's a terrific strike. 10 yards outside the area. Left foot shot. And it rattles in off the woodwork. And not a chance for Southall. 2-0 for Blackburn, and Batty plays it out wide again. Wilcox, scorer of that brilliant second goal. Puts in an early cross, Newell turns. Left foot strike, and that's number 3.
Against Aston Villa, Rovers were looking for their 13th consecutive home win in the league. They opened brightly enough. A long cross from Jason Wilcox found the head of Mike Newell. A neat knockdown was lashed in by Alan Shearer.
Alan Shearer with his 30th league goal of the season and his 33rd in all.
Well, the deadly duo combine again. Wilcox doesn't need to beat the fullback. It's an early cross, but look at Newell's awareness of his strike partner. It's a fatal mistake from Sean Taylor. It hits him in the shin, I think you'll find here. And it drops lovely just there for Shearer. And when you're in this type of form, you don't need a second invitation.
Rovers had their chances to add to the scoreline, but it was a day for Tim Flowers to make some headlines too. A fantastic save from young Graham Fenton. April the 16th and a tricky fixture at the Dell. Southampton had come back from the dead at Norwich the week before to win 5-4. They were fighting for their Premiership lives with Matthew Le Tissier in menacing form. It was Ian Dowie who put the Saints ahead. A second Southampton goal followed, Paul Allen beating off a challenge to fire past Tim Flowers. Rovers needed a goal to get back in the game, and that's what happened. Stuart Ripley shot from the edge of the area, squeezing under the body of Dave Besant. That was an important goal for Blackburn Rovers. But despite a tide of attacks and numerous missed chances that on a normal day would have been scored, it was Southampton that came out on top. In what were becoming rare raids, the ball struck Tim Sherwood. Referee Joe Worrell pointed at the spot. The Rovers players were furious. They felt the ball had hit Sherwood in the face and not on the arm. On that decision, the game turned, and Matthew Le Tissier sent Tim Flowers the wrong way.
Looking back on the events of the season, what was the turning point at which it became clear that you weren't going to catch United?
I think we always believed that we were good enough. I think maybe there was a little bit of writing on the wall when we got a penalty kick given against us when it hit Tim Sherwood in the face at Southampton. Maybe there was just a little message there for someone that maybe this year wasn't going to be our year. But the lads gave everything they had. Even when things were going against them, they battled on. And
after a United win in the Manchester derby, the pressure was now on Rovers to take 3 points against Queen's Park Rangers. The best effort of the first half, a volley from David May which struck the crossbar. Mike Newell had to leave the field with a recurrence of a knee injury. He was replaced by Paul Warhurst alongside Alan Shearer. But as half-time approached, Warhurst won a free kick on the edge of the box. Alan Shearer stepped up and fired home a majestic goal.
Well, what more can you say about him? He's lost for words. A spark of genius here.
Look at it. It's a magnificent free kick from Shearer. He's alive, he's alert. It's typical of a guy who scored 33 goals this season.
With just 7 minutes left, Queen's Park Rangers had a free kick outside the Rovers box. From the bounce off the wall, the ball broke to Reedy, who slid it past Tim Flowers. The crowd were stunned. The Rovers rallied for one last charge when they saw that man Reedy again clear off the line from a valiant attempt by Colin Hendry.
Obviously, you've been nominated as Sports Writers Player of the Year. How do you feel about that?
Great honour. I mean, if you look at the list of the players who have won that, there's some really big names, and it's a great honour for me to be alongside them now. But when I got it, the first thing I said was it wasn't an individual, it was a team award for Blackburn. We've all done very well this year, and as I've said always, I couldn't score the goals without them.
The players themselves would share a little bit in the glory that Alan got from being named the Football Writers Player of the Year. That's a tremendous individual honour for Alan. But I'm sure the rest of the lads take a little bit of credit also for helping Alan towards that. Obviously the greatest help Alan got was from himself. But it's a great reflection on the lads in the club that we have the Football of the Year here now.
Staying with you, Tim, obviously a lot of praise has gone to your fellow midfield partner since he's arrived at the club, Bats.
And rightly so, Graham.
Yeah. Obviously, do you feel he's been an important part of our success in the latter part of the season?
Well, definitely. You know, to get a player like David Batty at the club can only help you progress, and he's done that. You know, we bought David. Players who were in before David done a good job as well. You know, we're still up there in the league, and Dave come and took us to another dimension. Really, you know, especially he's helped me out in midfield there. He's hard working and he's very creative as well, which people didn't really give him credit for. So I can't give higher praise for Dave really.
And you obviously both work quite well together on away trips as well.
Yeah, we've got quite a good we're quite a formidable force on away trips actually. Yes, you're talking about in the hotels. Yeah. We like to mess around a little bit, but so do the lads, and we have to be on our toes to nullify attacks from other rooms.
Right, so that's very good. That's very important, obviously, being a midfield player and being able to do that.